friends, how's it going today? It's Thursday apparently, or actually it's Wednesday in my world, but yeah, that works really well. So, coming at you with yarn adventure notes for this week and seeing what's new and what's going on. Dean and I got back from Virginia Monday evening, and we had a really great trip with our friends and picking up Evie, the new yarn truck, and she is hanging out in the backyard now, which is great. I think our neighbors are probably really loving that. We also still have Ellie sitting off the side of the house as well, and so she's sitting there waiting for our next adventure. In a couple of weeks, we'll be heading toward Tulsa, Kellyville, Oklahoma for Fiber Christmas in July. We also did some new things this week where we ordered a few things, drop ship stuff, and it ordered samples and they came in, so I wanted to show those off. And then we got a few more things in as well. Whew. Okay, so we did all that, and then we also we're launching our Virginia box this week, Yarn Adventure boxes, curated 4 individual states, and each state box features makers from that particular state. So our very first one is Virginia. You guys have heard me talking about it a little bit, and now I get to say more about it. So I get to show off exactly what's in the box for this week, and we're going to talk about a few other things that are going on, Tour de Fleece, and some projects that I have. So I think that's everything, and here we go. All right. I'm still getting used to talking to the camera and kind of making myself more comfortable with it. But you know, that's how this goes. So please excuse my ums. I'm really trying to get those under control. Let's start talking about the Virginia, or actually let's start with the totes first because they're sitting on top of my pile over here. So we tried out a few samples from one of our vendors a little while ago, and I really like these little zipper bags that we found from them. So they are 5x7, and they have Yarn Adventure logo on the front, and they say Yarn Adventure. And then we have another option as well, and they say Yarn is my love language, and it has a little Yarn Truck logo on there as well. So those are also 5x7. These are available on our website right now, so that's awesome. And they'll be on the truck shortly. Right now they're all sitting over in the corner where I need to tag them all. Yeah, so that's fun. Little zipper totes that we haven't had before. We've also had a variety of like tote bag sizes and things. So we got in a shipment of those yesterday, and I'm really excited about those. I designed all the stuff themselves. So this is the designs I picked. Each of the Yarn is my love language. These are, if I believe right, 13.5 tall by 13.5 wide, and then they have a 3-inch gusset as well. So they will sit flat like tall. So they're really nice. I really like them, and like the quality of them. They're 10-ounce weight cotton, so they're really heavy duty, and they hold up really well with a lot of all the wear and tear that we as crafters put them through. So yeah, yarn is my love language. And then it's also Yarn is my love language. We have this one's called Adventure the Day. And so it has the little logos on it. It has a notebook, a coffee mug, a music note, and yarn. And the notebook one that says plan, journal, plot, write, read, draw, sketch, paint, pen, brush, shade, and then it repeats a lot of those: pencil, marker, sticker. Yeah. So it has all those. And then the coffee one, or the mug, is coffee and tea related words. And then the music one is listen, music, those kind of things going on with that. And then the yarn one is all words with fiber. I don't repeat any words on the yarn side because obviously I knew the most about those words. So, but that's what we're all about, is adventuring the day. So definitely check that one out. I really like that one. I think it's a really cool bag. And then finally we have the Define Adventure. So adventure is a noun. It's an exciting experience or undertaking that is typically bold and sometimes risky. So, sorry. The bags are really well made. I'm really happy with them. I'm so excited with how they turned out. They are available on our website right now as well. And then we also had a few others from a new vendor that we haven't tried out before that came in. I like them. They're similar size to the other ones. I think they're a little. I think they're 2 inches on the bottoms on the gusset. I have this one in a plain white as well from a different company that I really like. They were out, so we tried something different. We have a ball sack. And then we also have one that says, sorry I'm late, I didn't want to come. So it's blue as well, navy blue in the same size. So those are new on the website. Other things that are also new on the website that we're very excited about having are dropship items. So what that means is I designed shirts and a few other items and things that are our designs, that are things that I put together with our logo or with different ideas. Some of the images here with the totes, some of the other images that we have. And we had a lot of people requesting that we have more merchandise stuff, like for our logo and our business. So we went ahead and looked into that, and this is the best option. I really tried to make the pricing reasonable for you, as well as, you know, benefiting us as well, because we can't just not make anything on them, because it is an expense for us. So this one is available in long sleeve, and I think there's 3 different colors. It says, I do believe it's time for another adventure, and it has the Yarn Truck logo on it. This is the extra large, and it's really comfy numpy. It's nice and loose. I like how loose the hands are. It's well printed. I really like how it turned out. Really fast shipping. It showed up in about 3-4 business days. So with printing and shipping, I feel like that was pretty reasonable. We also did tank tops. These are available in 4 different colors. And this is a 2XL. And it fits me. Like, fits. So, sizing-wise, they are definitely small, but super cute. And this one was Yarn is my love language, just like the bag, and has the Yarn Truck logo on it as well. This is the mint color. Really like it. It's really comfortable. I really did enjoy wearing it. Definitely size up if you're looking for that one. So whatever size you think you are, go ahead and go up another size. We also did some short sleeve shirts for Dean, because he was like, I don't have one that fits me anymore. So we did just the plain logo. It's not the sparkly logo like before. I know, I'm sorry. Not really. But it was a much more reasonable cost for us to do, and it's much less labor intensive for me. So, because the sparkly ones, I do have to, like, we have them, what's the word? We have them screen printed, and then I hand cut on my Cricut the balloon logo, and then the balloon section of our logo, and then I cut those and weed that, and then I iron those on individually to each of the shirts that have the graphics on them, which is why they're more expensive as well. So if we do ever offer those again, that's why they're a little more expensive than these are. But this is a really great shirt. It holds up nicely. It's a Bella canvas. It's just soft and lightweight. You guys have all seen Bella canvas stuff. Nothing terribly exciting, but it does fit in well, and he does enjoy it. So yes, that is the plain logo on that one. And then, so my sister is expecting, and I get to have a little in my life again soon, so that's really exciting. And I have other littles, and so there is a toddler size shirt as well on the website that you can order, that has this, no, it says, what does it say on it? Life is a daring adventure or nothing. It's a Helen Keller quote. And so that one is the toddler size version. And then this is the onesie version. And oh my god, it's so cute. So this is the newborn size. Again, super fast shipping. The logo's a little lighter than I would have liked, like overall with the digital printing. But for the most part, I'm really, really happy with how they turned out. And it will size up with the size of the garment. So like if you buy a bigger garment, the logo in the middle is a little bit bigger, which is awesome. And this is gonna look super great on the new kiddo. So we're very excited about that in a few months. What's next? Okay, so that's all the fun new printed things that we got in this week that are all logoed and fabulous. We didn't get any yarn. We didn't not ship to our door anyway. We did get some more notebooks in, so if you're looking for a soothing notebook, we do have those, which are super lovely. Dean has those up on the website too. So yeah, that's really great, and we're really enjoying a little less mail this week. It was a little more chill when we got home from our trip. We only had a couple of boxes to deal with instead of the mountain that we've had the last few weeks. So that's really great. Let's talk about what's next. Let's talk about yarn projects next. So what I've been working on, this is my Daisy Girl bag. I got it up in Minnesota. Super great company. One woman show. She's awesome. Next week I'm teaching a class at YarnCom in St. Louis about how to make your amigurumi grumpy octopus friend here to put on your mug. And there are pictures running around somewhere of him on a mug. So this is him. It's one of my grumpy octopus. Octopi, I guess I should say, because I have a couple of them now running around the house. This is a test knit project for Euphoria Knits, Janessa, and I can share, so I'm very excited about that. It's a lovely shawl. It's DK weight. I'm gonna put this in front of my face, which will be fun, super fun. And a 3-color. She also has in there for a marled fade if you want to do fingering weight and use up a couple of skeins of yarn. It does take pretty much all 3 skeins of DK weight yarn. I'm using Verse yarns. This is her lyric base, which is a alpaca, merino, and silk blend. It's a single ply DK, lusciously soft, has a gorgeous halo. It has been dreamy to work with. I just love it. So I went with this monochromatic color scheme, and I'm really liking it. The fade instructions are pretty easy. We worked through a few things on them. I mean, that's any pattern, any chest knit you do, you kind of work through some stuff and make sure everyone can read it easily and kind of follow along. So I'm really happy with how it's turning out. I'm about 6 rows from the I-cord. I finished all my increases now, and then it will have an I-cord that goes across the top here to match the I-cord sides. So I don't know if you guys can see all that, but yeah, I really liked working the pattern. It's really nice, easy to read. Really great stash buster too if you've got several skeins in your stash and you're ready to like pair them together or get rid of them, or you just don't quite have enough for a sweater or something like that. This is a really nice project for that. So I picked yarn from the truck because obviously that's what I want to do, but this is Little Black Dress, Falcon, and French Vanilla. Yes. Okay, so next, let's see. I'm doing another test knit for Alicia Plummer, and I'm not as far along on it as I should be because I haven't made like any progress since last week, which I mentioned this test knit then. But yeah, driving for as long as we did kind of put a damper on getting much more than what I have done. So like I said, I'm ready to join my fronts now. It just was going to take more attention than I really had. I am using a yarn from Lavender Loom called Cotton Fluff that I really, really like. It's going to be on the truck soon. So when this pattern comes out, for sure, it will be on the truck, which I'm very excited about. All right. Coming along very nicely. Nice little patterned, little cabled top. So I really like how that's playing together. I've also been spinning quite a bit. Tour de Fleece is going on, which is super fun. I've really enjoyed getting to know my wheel a little better and trying some new techniques and different things. So I want to show off some yarn that I made. If you watched any of the videos from the first 3 or 4 days of Tour de Fleece, you saw me plying. So this is my plied yarn. This is fiber from Laughing Cat, and this is a Falkland, 100% Falkland. It's a blue-green gradient. It's absolutely gorgeous. as just the raw fiber and the roving. And then I ended up just about a DK. I did a 2-ply on this one when I went to ply it. It's not perfect by any means, but definitely learned some more about being consistent with my initial spins, and I got a lot more consistent with like actually making a fingering weight all the way through to get to closer to a sport DK when I plied it together. So that's kind of nice. I'm really happy with how this turned out. I need to wash it. That's next on my list, and that'll probably happen this weekend. I have some things I have to do this week, so more traveling, more moving around, more doing things. It's all good. This is the other one that I worked on. This was, so if we go back here to my very first skein. This is my first skein. This is a rambouillet, and then the orange that you see, orange pink that you see in here, is I'm going to say it all wrong. BFL, Falkland, and Firestar. And it's a really fun blend. I hadn't, it was like literally my second spin. It was Rolags. And so it was like a whole new thing, and I was just going at it. And I learned a lot. And this yarn is really pretty. It has been washed. It doesn't have the feel that I want yet, but I think like working with it a little bit and then possibly washing it and setting it one more time and making sure that it actually like weighs, like I have weight at the bottom of it to help pull it down, and those kind of things will help, because there's definitely some overspun moments in here and some things like that. So I'm overall really happy with how I have progressed in my spinning journey so far. For going for 2 months at it, I feel like I'm doing really good. So anyway, I had so that was 4 ounces of rambouillet, and it ended up being about 4.5 ounces of the orange pink, or 3.5 ounces of the orange pink. So I had about 3.5 ounces left, and so what I decided to do with that is actually do a chain ply with my leftovers of that, and I just did it to itself. This is hideously overspun. I'm actually thinking about taking it back through and going the opposite direction, doing some Z spin on it just to take some of the twist out, because it is it's wicked tight. So yeah. I haven't quite figured it all out yet, but for like the second go at it, I feel like I'm doing okay and making progress in like my own journey and how I feel about it, and that's been a lot of fun to learn the craft in a different way and feel more comfortable when people ask me questions. So once I finished that and we went on our trip, when we got there, I prepped fiber that one evening. And so what I'm working with right now is from Cashmere and Coconuts, hand-dyed yarns and roving, and it's Cashmere and Coconuts store is her Instagram. And so this is Fool's Gold, and it is 100% Corriedale, non-superwash of course. And this stuff is lovely. I absolutely adore it. So you can tell it's this lovely gradient going on, and I can't braid yarn, so roving, so please don't judge that too hard. And it's lovely. So this is about 2 ounces. I split it in half when I first started working with it. And then the first half I pre-drafted and made into small bundles that I could then manageably do throughout the week. And I didn't get as much down every day as I wanted to, but I spun like an hour every day while we were there. And mostly I wasn't getting as much done. I was only getting a half ounce done half ounce and done instead of a full ounce, which is what I was doing with the blue the first 3 days, because I'm spinning like super duper fine. Like, I didn't know this was possible, especially like a month and a half in. So I don't know if you can see that, but I am really, really proud of my first 2 ounces here. I don't know what the yardage will be, but it will be significant. So I'm getting ready to, that is what I'll do this evening, is process this into smaller Rolags, or smaller bundles that I can, pre-draft bundles that I can then put on my e-spinner and into smaller pieces that are a little more manageable for me to handle when I'm not sitting here at my desk and spinning. So that's that. And then after I finish this one, hopefully this coming week, I will move on to, I have some Chavot, I believe that's how you pronounce it, from 716 knits, and I have 5.4 ounces of that. So I'll move into that spin for my next one. And this is where I was going to tell you about Team Illuma Slothy, and I was going to show you off my cool sticker, but I don't know where my cool sticker has gone. So there's a cool sticker, really love it. I'm part of Team Illuma Slothy 2023, which is a Tour de Fleece team on Instagram. So if you're interested in learning about that one, I will hashtag it below, and so then you can kind of go and look at it, because definitely a team that does what they can as they can, and that's what matters. So last couple of days I've been kind of slacking. We traveled for a couple of days and it was just a lot to handle, and then yesterday I took a break because it was a lot going on, and I just needed to sit at home for a day or two and kind of chill. Actually ended up yesterday going to knit group over in Rogers. There is a group for that as well now on Facebook, so if you're interested in a Rogers, Arkansas knit group on Tuesday afternoons from 1 to 4, check out Tink, Northwest Arkansas Crafters. So we will be happy to have you and say hello. So yes, that is that. Last week we got a shipment of yarn from our friend Dana at Un Besito Fibers, and in that she included a set for me, a sock set, and this is Creepy Crawly. She may still have a couple of these on her website, I'm not sure, but I super duper love this. She's in the middle of moving, so if you wanted to, like, you know, snag one or lighten her load in any way, I know she would very much appreciate it. She has been running a sale for the last little bit, so that's Un Besito Fibers. I will put that below as well. And yeah, so this was just kind of a thank you for hanging out with her and helping her when we were at Zombie Knitpocalypse and doing some stuff there. So yes, okay. So I did totes, I did drop ships, I did Tour de Fleece, I did in progress. All right, that leaves the Virginia box. Love the Virginia box. All right, this is my really awesome desk. As you can tell, I have a very extensive stash that I am going to be working on and kind of not necessarily paring down, but sorting into things that I think I can use and in a nearby future, like in the next few months, and how I can handle, like, sorting it into piles of, this can go and stay at my parents' house, and this can go stay at my sister's house, this can go stay at my in-laws' house, and this is what can come on the truck with us. And so the process of, like, going through everything and pairing it to a point that makes sense in my world has been very interesting in my brain, and how I want to process a lot of those things. So we're working on it, and I'm trying to generate a plan right now, and I am very sure that in the next few weeks I will definitely have one, because we would love to be able to go ahead and put the house on the market in the next couple of months. So that would be really, really great, and that would help move along this plan very quickly. So we are, so let's give you some updates on that. The plan. So as we talked about before, Dean, my husband, who owns the business with me, he owns 49% of Yarn Adventure LLC. We decided that he was ready to take a break from healthcare for a little while. And as he's doing that, that means that he can go full-time yarn truck with me. And that's super awesome, because a lot of the things that have been wearing on me as owning the yarn truck and driving it everywhere is that I drive back and forth between where we live in Arkansas and all the shows in the Midwest that we do every week. So since he works every other week currently, I drive home in between. So we leave a show, I drive home to Arkansas. I either drop Dean off so he can work, or and then I will pick up a friend of mine, and she travels with me. A lot of you have met Brenda, and she'll travel with me to the next show. And then I'll do the same thing. I'll drop her off, and then I'll pick him up, and off we go again. So it becomes like I'm adding a lot of extra miles and a lot of extra time to my weekly schedule because I'm making this trip back all the time. I don't want to make it sound like we won't ever come home to Arkansas, because that is where our home is. That's where our parents are. This is where our family is. We'll be here. It just won't be every week. It'll be closer to like once a month or once every other month. We'll stop in for a week at a time or so, and really get some time to like recharge and do some events here as well. So the plan is to basically double the amount of events we're doing, because we will be out and about and doing all this stuff for longer periods of time. So we'll be able to visit more yarn stores, do more local events with you guys. So, and you guys have been messaging me about doing some more things about, oh, do you come here? Do you come there? Yes and no. Right now, a lot of our schedule is so dependent upon what is available to us each week and how many miles I can drive. When we shift more to this other lifestyle of being based from the truck and then being more free to roam, basically, we can much more easily build a map where we can shoot down a couple of hours, and spend the day with you somewhere based off of our route where we are already. So it's a little more flexible in that regard, and we should be able to do more local to you events and more local to me events as well, because I'm not having to drive back and forth. So we are really looking forward to spending less time driving long distances, I guess is my big thing. So that's it. That's really exciting. But speaking of long distances, we chose to do our adventure boxes last year, and we have been really, in the past year, we've been really, really excited about the possibility of bringing people that we are really, really excited about to other artists and exposing you guys to the people that we love. So these are not always people that we get to carry on the truck, because there's only so much space. But you see all the yarns behind me, and a lot of those are hand dyed, or they're relationships that I have built over the last 12 years, 13 years of knitting. So we're getting the chance to take those relationships and put them into small concentrated bundles, basically, and send them to you, share them with you. So the Virginia box is our very first iteration of that, and we have 3 amazing dyers, and then 3 other amazing makers that are also in the box. And so I'm going to share that with you now. Here we go. Okay. So when you get the Virginia box, or get any of the boxes that are coming out, this is what you'll receive. It is a really awesome custom printed box that we had done, and look at the back. And it opens up, I hadn't ever heard this term before, but Amy from Stockinette Zombies was like, oh yeah, it's a pizza box. And I was like, it is a pizza box. I had never thought of that. So it'll tell you on the outside, if you happen to get more than one of our state boxes, it will tell you which adventure you're going on out on the outside of the box. So this is Yarn Adventure Goes to Virginia. And as you open the box, and I didn't wrap everything like all the way because I didn't want to have to deal with a bunch of tissue paper. So it'll be a little more wrapped whenever you get it. So as you open the box, it will have a QR code that has a website on our website. It's not live yet, so it won't take you anywhere. It'll be live this weekend. But basically, it's a website that says, hey, this is the events, these are the yarn shops, these are the people, and all the information that you need about this box will be available in this QR code. And again, it will remind you on the inside of the box where that is taking you to. So this is Virginia. All right, so when we open it, you'll have some options. So I'm gonna set this down, but you should be able to see most of it. So this is, the first thing you'll see is a really awesome sock sack bag, a little project bag from 80 Knits. This is her dogwood pattern. You can see the little yarn ball in the middle, which I love. So as you can tell, our theme this time was wildflowers, and specifically wildflowers of Virginia. So Virginia's state flower is the dogwood, which is why it's in there. So inside of this bag, you will find a Shenandoah National Park sticker from 80 Knits. This is part of her National Park series. And so she bases it on famous photos of national parks across the country. So this one is Shenandoah, which is located in the state of Virginia. You'll also get an 80 Knits Pearl Scout badge. You'll get the Road Trip Knitter. You can either keep it yourself or give it to a friend. And basically all that we have ever said to earn a badge like this one is to go on a road trip. We're taking you on a virtual road trip with our box, so you have already earned this badge when you open this box. Okay? Next up, from Twin Mountain Handcrafts, we have a shawl sandwich, and it was designed for us. So this is the dogwood pattern. I believe they have it available on their website separately, so if you're looking for it, you can probably get one. We don't have any extras of anything, so we have 36 boxes that will be made up, maybe 40 if I'm really like stringent and can make things work, but most of those the extras are going to certain people. So it comes to you flat like so. There's a little post, there's the top, the sandwich part, and then there's the bottom part of the sandwich, which has a Chicago screw in the middle. So what you'll do is you'll thread the post through the hole in the middle, and then you'll arrange your knit on you, which apparently I didn't grab any knits, so that's good. Let me, oh, here, we'll just grab this, so this will work. All right. So you'll arrange it however you would like, and layers and whatever, and then you'll use your shawl pin just like you would any other pin, but arrange it how you would like to, and then this will go in between your stitches, and you can go through multiple layers very easily. And then, so make sure the screw comes out on the other side. I don't know if you can see that. There you go. And then screw this in the top, tightening it down. It doesn't screw very far, but once it's in there, it's really great. So, and then you have your little dogwood on whatever piece you're working on. So, really, really love the shawl sandwich. It was something I was really, really excited to have in the box, and that I was definitely like, this is what we have to have. So I was really excited when Lindsay and Leslie were super willing to work with me on that. So the shawl sandwich, the pin, the sticker, the bag, and then you'll receive a bar of goat's milk soap from Fairhaven Farm in Virginia from our friends Tabitha and Colby. This particular goat milk comes from Evelyn, I believe. And Evelyn is adorable. She's an Oberhausley. She's very friendly, and I do have pictures of her from when she was little, so that's really nice. We named the scent Virginia Evenings. It smells like jasmine or honeysuckle, so it's a really nice florally but still pretty light scent. So and it does, you can smell it through the bag as well. So this is wrapped up in, we're not wrapping it up, so you will smell the fragrance when it comes. If there's something, we may try different packaging at some point, but I think this is the way we want to do it right now. So this weekend we were able to stop in and chat with our friends and pick up these products, most of these products. We had the 80 Knits and the Twin Mountain last week, 2 weeks ago, but all the yarn. We stopped and had coffee for brunch on our way home, like when we left our friend's house in Lynchburg. So we picked up the soap there, and then we picked up this lovely color called Lunaria from Aster Fiber Co. This is in her composite DK. This is a 75-25 superwash merino nylon with 245 yards. And it's this gorgeous purple loveliness color that is like my favorite color of all time. So we have that one. From Cesium Yarn, from Cat and Honey, we have Fairy Stone State Park. This is her merino DK, which is 100% superwash merino wool. Also 245 yards per 100 grams. And then from Yarn Over Floyd, from Savon, we have a natural dyed skein. So she almost exclusively works with natural dyes. This one is pear tree bark, walnut, and lac. And the name of the color, I'm going to say it wrong, Parthena. And what is really, really cool about this one, and it's 100% superwash merino, 274 yards per 100 grams, and it's a DK weight still. So she told us the story about how she came up with, how she picked out pear bark and everything. So she knew they all work together. They're a pretty tight-knit group, and they have a group chat. And so they knew, like, she would use walnut, and they knew some other things, and basically had this theme of wildflowers. So she had seen that Lunaria from Kendra at Aster, and she had seen the Fairy Stone from Cesium, and she goes, well, I really want to use walnut, and I also want to use something that's on the farm here. So what was really great is that there's a pear tree that is growing out of an old like discard pit, like where they used to throw like kitchen scraps and those kind of things. And there was a tree that grew out of that her her husband's great aunt Parthena basically had nurtured and grown, and they'd always hoped for a second one so that they could have pears, because it's not a self-pollinating tree. And they never had another pear tree, but now that the tree has kind of slowly died off and everything, she's able to use the bark and use it in this natural dye, and so the color lives on, which is really, really cool. And I really think the story is great. And then they have a walnut grove, and so they went around and picked out some walnut, like they're just itty bitty tiny ones right now. They're like really, really small. They're like size of dime or a quarter right now. And she said that she was out there like cheese grating like the holes on the walnuts so that she could add that walnut color to the yarn. And then the lac is actually a bug that is used, crushed up, and then used as a dye product. So really neat processes, and we got to hear stories about each of them. And if you follow us on Instagram, you can also see all the stories about each of the artists and their process. So we have been really, really excited to share all of these things with you guys. The boxes will launch July 15th at 8 a.m. Central Time from our website. We'll also have reminders on Instagram and Facebook, as well as I will probably do a live on YouTube when we do it again, and so I'll talk about it all again, because that's what I do. And we want to make sure that you guys have a chance to get them. There are 36 available, and we really hope that it will be successful, because we want to do more like this. So next month we already have a second box planned. It's for Michigan, so definitely be on the lookout for that as well. Okay, so now that I've told you all the things that are going on in our lives, we have been so excited about spending time with you guys and building this YouTube channel up more, because it's a great way for me to talk to you, and I just really enjoy it. I know this is a little longer than the last couple of weeks, but I had more to talk about. So anyway, I hope you have a lovely week, and happy crafting. Let me find my